Welcome back, everyone, to the Hex. You're here with Lionel the Thief, otherwise known as DraxxKraven, and oh god, okay. This doesn't seem to go anywhere. So only one entity will be able to jump, and I choose that to be me, Super Weasel Kid. So this is the jumping protocol. Only one thing will be able to move left at a time. I don't need to move left, I only need to move right. So I guess I'll give it to a Grunda. Grunda 2. And then I can have Grunda 1 move in any direction, and then I can only give me movement. So I'm going to say move right. And see if this all works out. Okay, so that Grunda keeps pace with me and unceremoniously dies. Oh shit, I have no way to go back because I coded Grunda 2 as being able to turn left and not me. Fucking whoopsie doodle. Lionel, this seems a little spaghetti coded, man. I don't think it's such a good idea that, like, only one entity be able to move left at a time. Okay, yeah. And I have to set this up so Grunda 2 moves left, and then I can jump on Grunda 2. Nice. Level complete. Layer nerd.
The success of Super Weasel Kid paralyzed me. I tried starting a few different games, but I kept comparing them to my big hit. What would people think if I put out something that was worse? That I had just gotten lucky the first time? That I'm a one-trick pony? Eventually, I settled on making a sequel. Super Weasel Kid, Radical Road. I tried to learn guitar, but I couldn't motivate myself to practice. There was something about the immediacy of game development that I couldn't get out of that thing. Mr. Shrewd was getting older, both in Radical Road and real life. The older I got, though, the less I really cared.
Oh no, Lionel. Don't let go of Mr. Shrewd.
One of my favorite games at that age was Cooking Granny. I thought Chef Bryce was the coolest. You know how that turned out.
Yeah, he was super cool, and then you ruined him, Lionel. Just let the man do his thing with his cooking granny. Unfettered greed.
I'd been playing a lot of fighting games at that age. Always loved those. I wanted to make one, but I wasn't quite as talented as I would become. So that's why I just had to add combat to Radical Road.
Oh. Take, hit, punch. What if I give Grunda the ability to punch? What happens then? What if I give us both the ability to punch? Aw, come on. Let me duke it out with this Grunda. Alright, so I gotta get punch all the way to Weasel Kid. And take hit all the way to Grunda.
I thought it was just exhilarating to beat the shit out of that Grunda.
God damn
But
it.
the critics really came down on me for that part. It left me feeling like I had no idea what people wanted.
Jeremy?
Radical Road was met with mixed reviews, and it made me panic. I resolved to put away Super Weasel Kid forever and try something new. To top it off, my Shrew died. Mr. Shrewd was long dead at this point. Shrews just don't live that long.
Is that true? I don't know how long a shrew lives. Alright, we got the guitar.
Weasel Kid actually escaped, if you can believe it. I took him outside one time, and he slipped out of my hands and ran into my neighbor's rose garden. I searched for hours, but the garden was pretty big, and the thorns were painful.
probably neglected him, considering, like, your emotional attachment towards Mr. Shrewd. Oh, I just didn't care about him anymore. What the fuck,
I
Lionel?
get emails once in a while, people asking to make deals, wanting to capitalize on my IP. It had been a couple of years now since Radical Road, and one day I just said, fuck it, fine. I sold the franchise to the highest bidder.
Oh, gracious. Alright, I'm not going to read all this, but I will stop at each paragraph to give you the opportunity to read it. $2.5 million? Jesus. Indemnification, further assurances. Power of attorney. Miscellaneous. Lou Natas, CEO of Game Funa, and Lionel Still, the artist.
When I saw what they did with Super Weasel Kid, I felt a little part of myself die.
Don't
Well,
sell out.
I was
It
18
ruins
years
you.
old and loaded. It was actually one of the best years of my life.
Ugh.
The next scene is based on my foray into larger scale game development. The plan: make a fighting game. Not everyone. Okay, just jump a little bit higher. You're almost there. Anyways, as I was saying, I don't get nearly enough credit for starting one of the most popular fighting game franchises in history.
Oh my god, Lionel.
It's a beauty, isn't it? I put my weasel bucks to use and bought this place with cash. Then I hired a team.
Like, Combat Arena X is good. I respect it. But, like, it doesn't really seem, like,
I hired
revolutionary.
my childhood friend Carla to work at my new studio. She was halfway through a degree in computer science, but I offered her a huge salary. Hard to say no to that.
Carla. Carla 51. But why is Carla important? We'll figure that out in a little bit. The duck. Mother of God.
Carla's first order of business was to tell me that I had designed too many male characters. I tried to tell her that Steambot Willie was genderless, but she insisted. So I created Chandrell while she worked on Sato.
Okay.
That eye. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Ever since Carla created Sato, I'd get these weird, annoying bugs in my games. And I'm still getting them in Walk.
I think you got cursed, bro. And, you know, not to say that I feel particularly bad about that. Then again, Lionel's an asshole, but he may not have known exactly what he was doing. Oh, hey!
What Carla did while she was creating
Whew.
Sato. She told me some mumbo jumbo about pushing GameWorks to its limits. That character was eerie, to say the least.
Huh. Okay. So, Sato is like the most powerful entity in the GameWorks. I mean, we've seen her ability to fundamentally alter reality. But this brings me to like a sort of this brings me back to the I'm so attracted to this character, I see past their faults and wrongdoings, and they can do nothing wrong. But then I started thinking about it and like, what's the most evil thing she does? Like, she doesn't stop you from getting the artifact, even though she probably could just like murder you. The most evil thing I think she does is pretend to be Rocky when she's talking to Rust. And like, that's a very cruel joke. But in the end, she's the one that gets him out of Waste Worlds. Without her, he'd still be stuck in there. But that's if that is actually Sato, because that was Carla 51's Waste World mod. So that might be Carla 51's Waste World avatar instead of the actual Sato character, who might actually have been captured by the GameWorks at that point after the closing of Combat Arena X. But I don't know. I can't speak properly to whether that's Sato or Carla 51 acting, but in any event, neither of them do anything particularly evil. Like, they're not good guys by any stretch of the imagination, but like, I'm just saying, the mime could have murdered me and she didn't. That means she likes me, right?
Look at that door. That's exactly what it looked like in real life. Solid teak, hand-carved, gold nameplate.
What a prick.
I was hiring people who were twice my age. I had to make sure they understood who was in charge.
Why do you still have the cage? If the shrew is gone. Or the weasel. Hey Chandrell, what up?
Making Combat Arena gave me my first glimpse into well, to be frank, the stupidity and immaturity of gamers. Every damn day we got complaints about how this or that character was overpowered, underpowered, too boring. Ugh, I never wanted to work on a fighting game again.
Thanks, Maniacus. I feel like, okay, gamers can be stupid and immature, but like, I hate Lionel, so I want him to be wrong. Crank it up. Make Steambot Willie the best. I love Steambot Willie. Punch. Nice. Venerable Mr. Draxton Jr. Steambot Willie is so overpowered. Oh my fucking god. If Willie doesn't get a nerf, I'm quitting the beta and never buying this game. Make Steambot Willie less powerful. Alright, fine. Let's turn it down to 3. How's that work? Oh, I think they're evenly matched now. Oh, not quite. There, does that make you feel better? Does that... They're really not satisfied? Okay, alright. I guess we have to make Steambot Willie lose. But I don't want Steambot Willie to lose. I love Steambot Willie. Alabaster butt cake. My favorite character is Steambot Willie, and you made him trash. I want to play Willie again. All right, let's make him slightly better. How's he handle Shinobi? Okay, apparently they want me to implement another mechanic. Oh, expletive. Oh, I can make Steambot Willie curse? How do I get the cursing Steambot Willie? This is important. This is vital. Got him. Implement. Damn it. All right. Apparently, expletives is not what people want. Let's give them a block instead. Wait, why can't I connect there? Huh. All right. Well, whatever. Let's give him a block. block does not seem to be working. His damage is at 3. That seems fair.
I have to admit, though, coding the punches and kicks was everything I had hoped it would be.
Oh, he seems a little overpowered
I sat in
now.
the office for hours just watching these characters go to town on each other. Sometimes they look like they could actually feel it.
That's the thing, though. Lionel ultimately doesn't understand how the game functions, or how the gameverse works. The Mystic. I keep playing against Steambot Willie, and he always wins, like, every time. Tie him. You give him a block ability? That's OP. Blocking is too good. You gotta replace it. Jeez. Can I turn blocking into something else? Well, I can give him cursing. How about that? The Mystic. Oh, Steambot Willie is so boring. Give Willie an ultimate move. All right. Testing against Irving here. Oh, shit. Yeah, that checks out. Now I have a cursing robot. Banned. Sorry, pal.
Ugh, God, it was such a relief to ship that game. I hated it by the end. But since my fingers had touched it, it turned to gold. I still had my contract
God damn it,
with
Lionel.
Puna, so I sold the franchise for another boatload of cash.
Why you gotta be such a prick, Lionel?
Now that my studio was bigger, richer, unstoppable, it was time to take on something huge. An epic fantasy adventure that only a studio like mine could accomplish. This is when I made Secrets of Legendaria.
No sign of the ducks. Or the duck. Did Carla get fired? I wouldn't be surprised. With an ego like Lionel's.
I had been pushing the team really hard to finish the game, but see? I rewarded them sometimes.
Lionel, crunch is never good for anyone.
Carla and I were no longer friends. Actually, that might be putting it lightly. We hated each other. Her ego was just too big to stand in the shadow of my greatness.
Lionel, Carla may have created the strongest game character ever. I don't think it's not arrogance when you're right. It's not ego when you are factually correct.
I put everything into that game. I hired the best programmers, the best designers. I burned through my fortune fast. But this game was going to be epic, goddammit. I paid the biggest gaming streamer to play it live, with hundreds of thousands watching.
Where's that damn mechanic? Enjoy this. I can't. Guess I gotta flip the switch.
Yeah, you like that switch mechanic?
Chuckles
Pretty cool, huh?
amiably.
You still got it.
Fuck off, Lionel. Oh. Woof, not again. I said I was done with this stuff after the last two. Hey, Irving! I don't want to be in this stupid puzzle game! And now are you holding up, Faceless Joe? Dull? I figured. I'm guessing I have to fight that slime. You'll have to solve some brilliant puzzle to open the gate. Next time on the Hex, we figure out the brilliant puzzle to open the gate. Hi, mechanic. How's it been? Good night, everyone.